Hello, everybody. I'm going to do another ink today, and it's an ink that I've been sort of waiting for. It's been on order at my local bookstore, where I get my inks, and it's Diamine Aurora Borealis. And I haven't actually even really swatched this yet, so uh, it, we're going to see it for the first time together. Well, you might have seen it. I haven't really looked at it yet. But the reason I was wanting this is it's one of the Reddit inks. I think this might have been the first one actually. So Reddit has a fountain pen subreddit, I guess, and they did a poll a few years ago, and they voted on an ink that they wanted Diamine to bring out, and they came out with Aurora Borealis. They've also done Earl Grey, and one of my favorites, and I did a video recently of, is Writer's Blood. And somebody actually, in the comments in that video, uh, informed me that Reddit also at this moment has a poll going on for the next Reddit ink. And I followed the link that they gave me, and I voted on the next, well, one of the rounds. So it's not, I think it's the early rounds. So lots of choices. And there was one that really stood out for me that I thought was mainly because of the title. Seemed to be a lot of pastel colors in the polls. I'm not a big fan of pastels. But the one that caught my eye was a title, and Writer's Blood was one of my favorite inks, and it has what I think is one of the great titles. And there was one in the poll called Writer's Tears, and I thought that would be a perfect ink. If it doesn't win the poll, they should actually just make a Writer's Tears. Perfect name. Anyway, so here it is, Aurora Borealis. So Diamine is an English company. They've been around since 1864, and I really like their inks. I like trying different inks, but I've always been really happy with Aurora with Diamine. They have some of my favorite colors: blood orange and Oxford blue and Writer's Blood, of course. I wasn't too big a fan of the other Reddit ink, Earl Grey. I've not had luck finding a gray that I'm really uh, fond of. I keep expecting to like gray, but I don't. There is one gray I should try, and I believe it's Robert Oster's Petrol. Is it a gray? Anyway, I think it's a gray, so maybe it isn't. But anyway, if you tried Oster's Robert Oster Petrol, let me know if you liked it or not. Anyway, so here it is, Aurora Borealis, and I'm just going to do an ink swatch on the paper and see what my first impression is. And as always, you know, I love Diamine. It's a very fast drying ink is the first thing I see. I have a Rolodex system on the go. And I'm going to do a couple different things. I'm going to make a swatch for my Rolodex. I'm also going to put a swatch in my carry around, which is this. I take that to a lot of different things, and I'll ink up a pen and see how it writes. And anyway, so I'm going to do a swatch here, and this will go in my Rolodex with my other inks. And I'm going to do a swatch in my book. It's hard to see here, but I will. And the reason I started using the Rolodex is just to keep better track of everything. Trying to do it in a book, I found quickly got out of control. All sense of order went out the window. And so, but yeah, I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to ink up a pen. So I put it right there. My first impression is that's a really attractive color. Looking at my camera, it seems a little off, but it's kind of a teal blue, greenish blue. There's some interesting shading going on. I quite like it. So the pen I'm going to put it in is one of my favorite pens, my Pilot Custom 74, and it has a soft medium nib. You get lots of nice line variation with this pen. So I'm just going to try it. And for whatever reason, yeah, all right, there we go. All right. And I just realized I don't have a piece of paper towel. So this is going to be messy. Anyway, I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to make a mess. Oh, boy. Oh, well. So let's use the paper, I guess. But I am by no means professional, okay? Inky fingers. So Diamine. Diamine Aurora Borealis. And I have to be honest, I really like that color. It's actually quite different than a lot of my colors. I thought at first it might have been just another blue, but it's I really like it, actually. It's kind of got a nice green cast going on. It's blue at the same time. And I don't think I have anything, sometimes you get colors from different brands and you go, oh, that matches this brand, or it's the same color. But so far I don't seem to have anything quite like this. At the back of this, I'm going to mark down the pen I have, and it's the Pilot. This is my currently inked list I'm doing, so I just what I do is I just sort of keep track here. And so this pen, actually, I've had mostly Pilot inks in it, and I really like this pen. And I really like this ink, oddly enough. And the other inks I've tried in it have all been very nice. So we're just going to do a little writing sample with the Aurora Borealis. The quick. And once again, can't really write and talk at the same time. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Yeah. So some nice line variation in here. I can see it on the page. Very wet ink, but the pen is very wet too. Fast drying, which is typical. Well, not too fast right there. It's kind of a humid day, but it tends to be, Diamine tends to dry fast. It tends to be a wet ink that flows very nicely, dries very nicely, dries quick. Very well behaved inks, and I quite like it. So there I have it, the Diamine Reddit ink, a couple years ago, I guess. And I'm not doing a huge, I could do all kinds of different things if I wanted to do more in-depth reviews, but I just like looking at the colors and seeing how they work and feel. And anyway, if you have tried any of the Diamine Reddit inks, let me know which one is your favorite. What do you think? Have you taken part in the new poll? And is there an ink in the poll that has caught your eye? Which one do you like? I personally like Writer's Tears, mainly because the name, you don't really see the color, you just get a description. And I just realized I did that on the back side, so I'll redo that after. But yeah, so you get a description, it gives you a name and stuff like that, and then you pick out the ink that you're gonna like. And hopefully wins, really. And I think it's just a really fun little process, and it's nice to try some inks that are special editions and limited editions, and um, you know, so yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and have you tried the other Diamine Reddit inks? And if you've taken part in the poll, what one have you voted on? I'd love to hear it in the comments, so I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.